Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Welcome back to your 5-minute Bible Bistro Daily Dose Radio. Today we're looking at Psalm 114, and we're just going to treat verse 7 today. Now, as you recall, I've introduced this as in 4 parts. It's 4 strophes. 1 and 2 comprise the first, 3 and 4 the second, 5 and 6 the third, and the fourth is 7 and 8. But I'm going to divide number 4 in half, because here in verse 7 we have the Lord's name finally mentioned. Now, we've had him up till this point just in reference, only the pronoun was used. Now we actually have his name here in verse 7. Let me read verse 7 for you. Tremble, thou earth, at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the God of Jacob. Now you'll notice that in your text, the word Lord appears lowercase. So the psalmist is not using the Lord's name here. Let me just check that real quick. Yep, he's using the word Adonai instead of the Lord's name, the Tetragrammaton. We have the Lord, the God of Jacob. So it's a reference to our God, but it's in a different way. It's not his name, but it's a title. So he is Lord, and he is the God of Jacob. So we know exactly who we're talking about. Of course, we have known, haven't we? And this, again, is the great King of Israel. He is over these people. He's delivered these people. He is the Creator God, and as he approaches, all of creation witnesses to his approach, to his presence, by the sea fleeing, the Jordan rolling back, the mountains skipping and the little hills skipping. I love the imagery there, don't you, of the hills and the mountains skipping. And isn't it wonderful how the psalmist has used the fauna of mountains, the rams and the little lambs, to represent what the mountains and the little hills are doing. They're skipping around like little baby rams. They're skipping around like big daddy rams. They're joyful because of what this God is doing. The word there, tremble, thou earth, at the presence of the Lord, is the command. And I just want to suggest something here that I was thinking about in regards to this passage. Tremble, thou earth. I don't think that he just means the mountains and the hills and the seas and the rivers. And I don't think he just means the rocks and the ridges and the valleys and, all of those places that are earth. I think he also maybe means some of the dust of the earth, like us. Tremble thou. So he's speaking to the created order in which he's already introduced, the sea, the river, the mountains, the hills. But I think also by extension, he's also saying to us, the reader, thou earth, tremble. Tremble before this God, because in his presence, things change. At his presence, the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters, and God said, let there be light, and the created order changed. When the Spirit of God enters a man, and he becomes born again, there's a new creation that takes place. Tremble, thou earth, at that. This is the God who came down and smoked the top of the Mount Sinai. His presence was a fire. His presence was a smoke like that of a furnace. He changes the created order just with his very presence. His word creates. He is the one who sustains. And we've seen all of that. The psalmist has been very clear about that. The psalmist, is the first premier creationist in the world, in all of history. And now we come here, and I think when he says, tremble thou earth, he might be thinking about us as well, at the presence of the God of Jacob. Have you, earth, have you trembled? Have you bowed yourself before this God of Jacob? Have you humbled yourself before him? Humble yourself before the Lord. You must do that. Call on his name and ask him for the same deliverance that he gave the children of Israel. He'll deliver you too. Hope you'll join me tomorrow for some more 5-minute Bible study on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.